But yeah, last night I went to see the Broadway production of Anastasia the musical, and it was so flipping good. I love like the Anastasia story and like the history behind it. And when I was growing up, the Anastasia animated movie, which is now owned by Disney, I always recognized Anastasia as a Disney princess. But I loved that animated movie growing up. It was like something I watched on repeat, I think maybe like every day for like months on end when I was a kid, because I just loved it so much. To be able to see like the musical performance of it was very, very exciting. It was so good, like just to hear the music, and like the girl who played Anastasia, she was so good. She was so pretty. Her voice was so beautiful. Everyone had a really great singing voice. As soon as they announced they were doing an Anastasia like Broadway musical, I wanted to see it so badly, but I never got an opportunity to. And then in my local theater, they were having it, and my mom was like, we have to go see it. I'm like, of course we do, I have to. Talked about those vampire books, the Crave series, I think in, I wanna say my July or my Nature vlog. And I just finished book 4, which I guess is technically the conclusion to this series, but there's still 2 more books because the 5th one takes place between books 1 and 2, I believe, which fills in the gap with something that happens in the series that we don't know what happens yet. Book 5 is kind of like a spin-off, because something that happens in this book, it's another quest they have to go on. So technically this is the end of the series, although it feels more like a series without a finished ending to an extent. I feel like we're gonna get some type of like maybe more conclusive ending in the last one. I'm hoping. These books are huge. I am addicted to this world. Like it almost in a way feels like 20-year-old Emily's like, or at least for me, it almost feels like Twilight in a way, and not in the sense of like the story's like Twilight, but in the way the books are so addicting, they suck you in, and it just has that like magic of Twilight. If you're a Twilight fan and you've read this series, or you are a Twilight fan, you probably get what I'm saying. It just feels like, because when I read Twilight, it became like an obsession and addiction, and I loved it so much, and this just feels like a more thought out, more plotted, more world-builded Twilight in a way. It feels like Twilight. It feels like the grown-up version of Twilight. It feels like the modern-day Twilight for this next generation, if you will. I cannot wait to read the next 2 books. I'm obsessed with this series. It is Friday today, and it's a very exciting Friday. I always look forward to Fridays. Anytime I was in school too, just because like it was your last day of school for the week, and then it was the weekend. As an adult, I look forward to Fridays because that's when all the good movies come out, and especially this last couple months, well, just the last month, I've been very excited about Fridays because it's Rings of Power. Oh my God. I don't care what anyone says. I have been loving the Rings of Power show on Amazon Prime. The like prequel to Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. It's so good. Oh my God. Especially the last episode. I was like, the whole like, I think last maybe like 10 minutes or so, me and my mom's jaws were both on the ground like, are you kidding me? It was so good, so intense. I can't believe we only have 2 episodes left. I'm so like upset that we only have 2 episodes left because this has been like my favorite show this fall so far. It's so good. Not to mention, it's also Fish Fry Fridays. So excited to go have fish fry. It's been so long since I've had Friday fish fry, and I just miss it so much. It's a little expensive, and we haven't gone in like quite a few months. It is what it is. We get busy and stuff, but I'm so excited to go have fish fry.
No, they just typed in a mixer with this part.
By we, I mean me, my mom, and my dad. We were up in like the Duluth Superior area. Again, we went there like, I think it was back in June or July or August, I can't remember. We wanted to go see the fall leaf colors, and the further you go north, the better they look, and they're so pretty. Like, but like the leaves just look like they're glowing almost. Like you have bright oranges, bright reds, like burnt siennas, golden yellow, like spring spruce green. It feels like, especially the red and the orange saturated trees, just feel like they're glowing because they're just so saturated, so pretty. I've never gone and done, like, I've never really driven around during the fall time to like see the leaves. And like where we live, we get some pretty color changing leaves even in my own backyard. But like up here, up north, is like on a whole nother level. Granted, I know it's not like Vermont and Virginia and over like on that side of like the United States, because like that's the area where they have like maple syrup. So they have like maple trees, and maple trees tend to like get very brightly colored leaves. But I'm happy with the leaves that we've seen this year.
Do it again. Take the harbor tour.
Did we do it and go under there?
Yes, we've done it. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been over this bridge. We've been under it, but not over it.
Doesn't it go like 11 more miles?
Oh, I don't, yeah, it goes quite a lot.
No glasses.
It says, if caught in a rip current, the current.
This is... Hey, you're right on the beach. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's the bridge right over there that we drove across. It's tiny. Yeah, there's the hot tub. That's crazy to have stairs all the way to the hot tub. Like, that's kind of crazy. I think the giant skeleton is cool. Even the werewolf.
I've seen those on Facebook. Somebody had a picture of them. Maybe it was here. I don't remember.
The big skeleton has a little skeleton hole, and then the little skeleton has like a walking a dog skeleton. Yeah. That's cool. It's definitely getting down my nose. Oh no! He'll bring wine. I'm so upset. God, it was so good, but I'm so upset. Just in the middle of doing something, and I get a notification from my Twitter. There is a new Rick Riordan book coming out next fall that is not the Nico and Will story. It's a Percy, Annabeth, and Grover story. Oh my god! It's been nearly a decade since Blood of Olympus released, and it was the last time we had Percy and Annabeth. It was like our main cast. Like to have the originals like Percy, Annabeth, and Grover all together in a story. Oh my god, like I finished reading the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series, like the first 5-book series when I was 12 years old. So here we are now. I'm now 25 and I can read a Percy like main character like POV book again next fall. Yes! We are winning between this, the Will and the Nico book, and then the Percy Jackson TV show. It feels like Percy Jackson is coming back and making a resurgence. I mean, it never left, but like this is so exciting. Between this news and then at the end of the week, Taylor Swift's new album drops, it's like, it feels like my birthday. It is October 20th today. Tonight at midnight, technically 11 p.m. for me, Taylor Swift's new album, Midnight's drops. Woo! I am so excited about this. I cannot contain my excitement. Granted, it is called Midnight, but I feel like the vibes that I get from it, Because, you know, only at nighttime you're left with your thoughts. And if you're like anything like me, your thoughts can like just plague your mind and go to like some of the darkest, most vulnerable places of your brain. I can only imagine what kind of like stories and lyrics Taylor is gonna give us in this album, Midnight, especially in her song like Anti-Hero, which if I remember correctly is like her most vulnerable song she's ever written. Talk about the things that she doesn't like about herself and like the vulnerability, and I'm like, oh, that one's gonna make me cry. We are 20 minutes out from Midnight, and I'm just like kind of freaking out. Actually, I'm fully freaking out. It's here. Look at it. It's here. Oh my god, I'm so excited to listen to it. The first one is Lavender Haze. This already feels like a vibe you would listen to and just crank up in your car on repeat. Yeah, she says, I find it dizzying how you bring up my history. It's like, yeah, with a lot of female artists and just females in general, I feel like media is always bringing up a female's history, trying to like paint her in a bad picture sometimes, especially Taylor, especially all the shit she got for years from the media. It's just like fuck ridiculous. We are on track 3, which is Anti-Hero. I love the pop vibes for this. That is a lyric. I always have this dream of my daughter-in-law killing me for the money. That's a line. That's an intense line. I mean, I guess the song is called Anti-Hero, so like, but still, that's a fucking line. Always rooting for the anti-hero. Next up is Snow on the Beach. This is the one where I'm pretty sure it's about a person that finds out that the person they love with or slowly falling in love with is falling in love with them too, and it's like this pure bliss moment. It's so cute. This song feels so angelic. You feel like this love, like you're falling in love with this person while they're also falling in love with you. You're like how is this possible? Like, how can someone love me when I'm falling for them too? Like, it seems impossible. Like Snow on the Beach. This is really cute. We have made it to vigilante shit, and I am very excited to see. So far it sounds like a bop. I love that line. I don't dress for women, I don't dress for men, I dress for revenge. Ooh, I love that. This is giving me like Bad Blood / The Man / Mad Woman kind of vibes. Think of me thick as thieves with your ex-wife. Girl, please. Karma's like my boyfriend. Karma's like a queen. It almost to me seems like the way she's talking about Karma. By the way, this song is like a freaking bop. Just the way she's talking about Karma, it's almost like Karma's got her back, like Karma's on her side, meaning that all these people that like belittled her or attacked her when she was younger like, still continue to do or like facing the consequences and are like, Karma's a bitch. Like, you wronged Taylor in the past, wrote hurtful articles about her, like brought her down. Now I feel like all these people are getting karma for it. They're like, stuff's happening to them that's bad because like you bring someone down to your level. Now you're paying for it. Karma. You were cruel to Taylor in the past and said hurtful things just because A, she's either a woman or because she's successful, probably both. And now it's like, karma, it's a bitch. It's getting to you. It is October 21st today, but apparently she released 6 new songs at midnight. Bigger Than the Whole Sky is giving me like Hoax and Tolerate It kind of vibes. Like, it has that very angelic, like soft-spoken, like kind of sad. I felt like myself like getting chills. It's just a really deep, like sad song, but it's a good song. There are songs that are sad and like you don't listen to them all the time. There's still songs that are so good that like make you feel, and like you feel the sadness and the desperation and the hopelessness of it, but there's still a really good song that you can't help but come back to. But to me, Paris kind of like feels like her and Joe's relationship, like the way the media is like always talking about them in news and be like, here's a new picture of Joe and Taylor doing this, doing that. And like she wants to be somewhere else with Joe. she just wants to, like, fall in love and, like, be anywhere else. Like, it feels like she's falling in love with him, like Paris. It's, like, this beautiful thing. Like, you're not wrapped up in, like, posting about your love life all the time. You're just enjoying it, being there in the moment. Something to that effect. And how, like, sometimes we're just in relationships in the media to, like, get publicity, where this feels like an actual romance, like, or an actual relationship. Like, they're actually in a relationship, not for the public, not for publicity, just because they really do care about each other. Just the way media treats, like, celebrity romance and relationships. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but this is how I interpret the song. You can interpret the songs any way you want. Wow. Would've, could've, should've just feels like, whoa. It almost, to me, the way the lyrics are going, and this is just my interpretation, but to me this sounds like a toxic relationship. Like, she talks about how past memories feel like a weapon. It feels like as she got older, she realized that this was a very unhealthy relationship, or this was an unhealthy part of her life, and, like, she would have never danced with the devil because this person she was with, or this person, this hypothetical person in this story that she's creating, or if this is real, like, was the devil. Like, he did not respect her. He didn't treat her well. It's like, she couldn't really be herself, and she felt like she had to grow up so quickly because she was in said situation. It's a bop, but it also just feels like, oh, so sad. She says, like, I regret you. I miss who I used to be. I can't close the tomb. So it's like she's trying to move on, and, like, this also could be a metaphor because, like, she got really famous at a very young age. She had to kind of, like, mature and grow up pretty fast. Maybe she regrets things. Maybe she misses who she used to be because, like, she got so famous so, like, at a young age and so quickly that she didn't really get to grow up and, like, be a teenager kind of, or even in her early 20s, away from the spotlight. It almost feels like this song could be about a toxic relationship, or about a guy that you thought cared about you, but as you got older, you're like, I regret everything about this. But also could be like a metaphor for, like, she had to grow up so quickly and at a very young age in the public eye, and maybe she regrets that. Maybe she misses who she used to be. This is just me speculating, but, like, when you listen to these lyrics and you know about, like, what goes on in Taylor Swift's life, and, like, you know what she's been through in the media and how, like, horrible the media's been to her in, like, quite a lot of situations, it just makes you think. Just got out of the theater from seeing Black Adam, and I actually really liked it. Like, it was pretty good, not gonna lie. Was it the best superhero film I've ever seen? Definitely not. But not every, like, superhero movie and not every movie you see has to be this amazing, like, blockbuster masterpiece. Sometimes a movie can just entertain you for 2 hours and 4 minutes, and that's what Black Adam did. Like, the time that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson put into this movie, he was definitely the highlight of the movie. He was really good. Oh, it finally came in the mail. Oh my god, I'm so excited to have it. This is actually technically really the only, like, new Taylor Swift album that I own, like, in a physical copy, because all I have is her version of Fearless. Everything else is just on iTunes. Like, look at that. It's such a pretty lavender purple clock. I love that. And with that concludes my October vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video. It really does help. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. I'm not going to make you subscribe. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys with another video fairly soonish. Bye, guys.